In this episode, we have success and failure. So right off the bat, we're starting this episode by testing the starter relay. In this setup right here, I have the multimeter hooked up to the starter relay connections, and when I press the starter button, we are getting 12 volts, but the starter motor, which is shown here, is not starting. And you can see the starter motor is extremely rusted out. I've taken off the two outer bolts to take it apart, and what we can see here, this is the armature, and this here is the housing with the coils. Everything inside is rusted, everything on the exterior is rusted, and this pretty much explains why the starter motor is not actually spinning when the starter solenoid is engaged. You can see here, I broke one of the screwdriver bits while trying to take off these 4 bolts on the outer housing, and this here's a little close up of that. I'm using an impact screwdriver here, and that shit just sheared off. Eventually though, I got all the parts taken off, and you can see here, these are the 4 little metal pieces that hold in the coils. We have the housing pieces, that's the back housing and the center housing, as well as the armature. And yeah, you see this, everything is very rusted on the bike. This is a pretty low down part, so it gets a lot of moisture. This is the armature. After a little bit, it's cleaned up now. You can see the commutator on the back there, the copper pieces, that's cleaned up. And this is the front cap of the starter motor. This is also cleaned up a little bit. This is just a little montage here, how I cleaned the starter pieces. Pretty much just used a Dremel with a steel wire brushes, and just took my time. This just sped up. It took me probably a couple hours to clean up and just kind of sand all of the parts before painting and reassembly. Kind of therapeutic, but also very annoying to do. And this is me, just same process with the back housing. Wearing these gloves to protect my hands was genius. So here it is now, hanging up outside. Back pieces. I'm spray painting these with a engine primer. Rust-Oleum. This is a high temperature, so it should resist any high temperatures it will experience while the motor is installed. So this is the middle housing piece being spray painted, and this is the back housing piece and the front housing piece all hanging up drying. Now you can see, fast forward a bit, we now have the pieces spray painted. They look fucking beautiful. Spray painted with a black engine paint, as well as a clear coat, also engine safe, whatever, high temperature, so none of it's gonna crack. This piece here that I just grabbed, that's the coils. That's gonna be important, and these are the little metal pieces that hold the coils in place. There's 4 of them. This here is the brushing holder, so you see these 2 little blocks, those are the brushings, and those actually make contact with the armature, with the commutator, which is in one of those bags. And this here is just some extra pieces. I bought a rebuild kit for the starter motor with some extra, gaskets and various washers. This here is the armature cleaned up. You can see there's a little pitting still from the rust, but it's a lot cleaner. And you can see the commutator, which is the copper pieces on the left side there, that's all cleaned up as well. Now, in this here is actually another replacement part. It's just another gasket, a little piece that sits in, you can see it sits in right here, and that's just press fit in. Now, in this stage, I'm just kind of going through all of the components I took apart. I had like a big bag of all the little washers, but right now I'm installing the windings, the coil windings into the center housing. Now this was pretty simple. Just had to make sure I don't, bend the coils too much while installing it. You can see I have to kind of press it in there. So I get that installed first, and then I'm going to install those 4 little metal pieces that hold the coil windings in place. And so this little time lapse, just speeding through this process. This whole assembly took around, I would say, 2 hours, 3 hours to get everything reassembled. And so now I'm installing these little screws holding those metal pieces in place, which then hold the coils, the windings in place. And you fast forward, we have that center housing done. We have all of the hardware installed there, the 4 screws. Right now I'm pointing at the coil where it attaches. You have to be careful here when tightening this that you don't twist the coil windings on the inside. So that's why I'm kind of holding it with my thumb there while I twist and tighten this. Now, here is the armature. This is what actually spins and starts the motor. All cleaned up. And I have all of these washers, and I don't really remember when I was installing this. I didn't remember how they all install, how they all like the correct ordering for these. So I spent a lot of time just kind of guessing and checking, just installing the washers. Installing the washers. I spent time installing the washers and then installing the end caps, and then rotating, making sure there's no binding, making sure there's good clearance. And so a lot of guessing and checking until I got the right washer setups. This is the front cap with that grommet installed. And once again, I have to check all of the washers with the armature. Right now, I'm installing it just to test fit to make sure it fits with that new grommet, which it does. And this here is a little black. That little black washer is, I think, plastic, so it's an insulator. So that's definitely important to use. So right now I'm just, figuring out the installation order. Once again, so put the washers on, put the piece on, and then rotate and see if it fits, see if it works well. And you can see I'm just kind of checking, making sure everything's spinning properly, and it looks pretty good. So now I'm installing this little pinion gear, which is going to actually rotate the engine and start it. So the little gear is held in place with this little C-clip. So now I'm just installing the C-clip, or I'm trying to install the C-clip. We'll fast forward a little bit, and that's installed. So now we have the armature installed on that end housing, and then we have the center housing already set up, already rebuilt. So now I'm just placing the armature into the center housing. It's important here, there's some markings on the outer housings that need to be lined up. So once those markings are lined up, everything can be slid in place and installed. Right now I'm installing those brushing, the brushing holder with those little brushings. They're these, essentially there's the brushings are these little blocks that slide and make contact with the commutator, which is that copper piece on the end of the armature. And you can see here, this is what it looks like installed. Fast forward a little bit more, another close-up angle here. Everything's lined up, everything's installed. And all that needs to be done now is put this end cap on, making sure right now that everything's lined up and looking good. And it just kind of fits in place. Once again, I need to make sure the little markings are all lined up. It kind of sets the orientation for these end pieces and the housings. There is a proper orientation, so it's just important here to get it all set up straight. And here it is, the starter motor finished. Looks pretty damn good, especially compared to the beginning. That fucking rusty mess here. And about my failure, this here is just a little preview of the next video. A little preview of the fuck up that occurred. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.